The Secrets of Technology is brought to you by the StarQuest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit GiveStarQuest.com. Hi, I'm Dom Bettinelli, and you're listening to The Secrets of Technology, where we discuss the technology news that's important to you from a uniquely Catholic point of view. Joining me today is Leo Devick. Hello, Leo.
Hey, Dom.
Joanne is not available this week, so it's just going to be the two of us. And we've got a great topic that you came up with, Leo. This is very interesting. So the title, which I'm sure is different on the actual episode, but this is what I'm thinking of right now. The mobile office. So best gear for working on the road. So this is all about, you have your laptop or a tablet or just your phone, and you want to get some work done. And, you could just take your laptop with you and set it up in the coffee shop, but sometimes you need a little more. And so that's what we're going to be talking about, is that little more that you might need to really get some serious work done on the road. Leo, do you do much, remote working, out and about?
Yeah, I can say as a former student, I'm a graduate of the University of Mary 2026, so I can proudly flex my alma mater here a little bit. But I work from home. I'm a web developer. I can't say I get out too much to do work outside of the home office, but it's very special. I think as a college student, I think you're doing a lot of work in random places, and I can think a lot in my family too. So my brother, he does music, so he takes his work with him. He'll go to coffee shops to compose. He's got kind of his setup that he takes with him. My dad's a remote worker too. He's mostly at home as well, but having that option for a remote office is nice. And I think that's always kind of a dream, I think, for a lot of developers, the dream. And honestly, probably reality is to be coding in the coffee shop. Right. And I think as developer people, we're all multi-screen people. So having all these options is really good to increase your workflow and productivity.
You don't want to be that guy I saw in the meme who had the 27-inch iMac on the Starbucks table. Like he rolled into Starbucks with a 27-inch screen. We're not talking about doing that. But sometimes I have had the opportunity to work remote, or even sometimes just to work on my patio, on my laptop. And sometimes you need a mouse. Like the trackpad is fine, but sometimes you need a mouse, and one screen is fine, but sometimes you need a little extra real estate, So it's like we're going to be talking about some options to kind of get beyond what your laptop can do and what could help you with other devices, like I said, phones or tablets. So this is stuff that extends what you can do when you're away from your desk. So on a plane, at a hotel, at a coffee shop. That's another one. If you're traveling and you're in a hotel, you got more room to spread out. So it is okay to bring some more stuff with you. We've talked about some travel tech before, but that was more generic travel tech, chargers and batteries and that sort of stuff. But we're going to kind of focus a little bit more on the stuff that you're working on right then and there. So we're going to talk about the three main pain points that we're trying to solve are cramped keyboards, small screens, and missing ports. Okay, so those are the three main areas we're going to look at. So let's start with keyboards, portable keyboards. And this is the foundation of everything. When, we're still in the era where you have to type on your computer to get things done.
To be perfectly frank, I don't think that's going away. I saw this goofy ad online for somebody trying to preach about programming with voice typing. And I don't know if you've used text-to-speech recently, but I think you're going to lose a lot of semicolons with that. So I think that my maybe not so hot take is the keyboard is here to stay. But I do agree that, nothing is worse than typing on a bad keyboard, a bad laptop keyboard, or even having a bad portable keyboard too. Right. But I think you've got a good list here of keys to look at.
Yeah. So let's get into that then, because I'll start with a keyboard that's great for Apple devices, because that's my area of expertise. And so this works for if you're on a laptop. I mean, it's not as necessary if you get a decent laptop, or if you're on an iPad, or if you want to work on your phone. So this is the Logitech Keys to Go, and it looks a lot like the Apple Magic Keyboard. And you say, well, why don't I just get an Apple Magic Keyboard? Well, because the Keys to Go is $80 instead of $280. So and it's a Bluetooth keyboard. So it doesn't have the smart keyboard thing. And it's got a bit of the nice thing about the Apple keyboards is It's got the smart connector. You just slap it on and it's working. Bluetooth, you got to pair it and connect it, and you got to recharge it. Okay. So that's the one downside, but the upside is it's $80.
Mm-hmm.
and this one is pretty nice because it's got a fold away cover to protect it, which I think is nice. And it can also pair with 3 different devices at a time. So it has like 3 keys and which one you're pairing with. So your laptop, your iPad, and your phone. And that's an underappreciated productivity device is your phone. That phone is more powerful than, any phone out there right now, smartphone, more powerful than any computer I had 10 years ago or more. Like they're real computers. And so you can do real work on them. It just, I'm old enough where I just don't like typing on the keyboard on screen. So having, a real keyboard, and this is a nice keyboard. I like the idea. I like the size of it. And frankly, there are people who, the laptop comes with a keyboard, but sometimes you don't want to be on top of the computer screen, especially if you, as we'll talk about later, get a laptop stand so you can elevate it so your head's not cricked down all the time.
Oh, yep. Save your neck. Yeah.
Yes.
I know my brother had a laptop stand forever. I'm like, yeah, that's the way to do it. You gotta don't be hunched over in the coffee shop. And when you get up to shift or get another cup of coffee, you just fall right over. That's not it.
and honestly, the taller you are, the worse it is. For tall folks, that's even worse. So this gives you some distance from the computer and allows you to have the laptop a little higher if you have this external keyboard. So don't discount the value for your laptop. And like I said, it's $80, which is, pretty good. And it comes with the Apple specific keys. So the keys specific to the iPad OS and Mac OS. So that's why it's, it's best for Apple users, but it's a Bluetooth keyboard. You can use it with anything really.
Mm-hmm. I know that 3-device connectivity sounds pretty cool. That seems like a good multi-device setup. Even, we'll get into it a bit later, I think too, but we've got some apps, I think, for at least for the Windows Android suite, which kind of mirror screens across. But if you don't have that set up or have some older tech too, being able to switch between your tablet and your laptop and your phone, that would be a great, very flexible productivity. Just looking at the image here too, it looks like the keys aren't super deep. I know I'm a big fan of the very heavy mechanical keyboards. Apologies to any listeners who hear me typing. But yeah, I think that'd be probably the one downside for me with this keyboard, just kind of the very thin, more of a laptop membrane. It looks like, I'm not sure.
They're mechanical in the sense of they move, but it's very much like if you have a MacBook, they're very much like a MacBook keyboard. So
gotcha.
If you're used to that, it's fine. It's not that like solid plastic all the way across thing, like little chiclet thing. It's not one of those. They are real keys, but they are the low profile keys.
Gotcha.
But if you like mechanical keyboards, well, then our next one is one for you. Keychron is, if you know anything about mechanical keyboards, you've heard the name Keychron before, and they have the K3 Max wireless custom mechanical keyboard. And custom means you get to choose, when you order, do I want the RGB backlit? Do I want, white backlit? Do I want hot swappable? You can pick colors and switch types. As anyone who knows mechanical keyboards knows that there's different kinds of switches and you get to choose what kind. And so, most people have no clue. So, you just pick whatever, but it gets that nice clacky mechanical keyboard sound. And it's reasonable at $82. That's a pretty good price. For a mechanical keyboard. It's Bluetooth, it's wireless, so it's I don't think they have the multiple system
like device connection, multiple devices, or
that's what I'm sorry, that's what I was trying to get out.
No worries.
But it is Mac and PC compatible, and you can swap out the keys to if you want to have specifically Mac keys or specifically Windows keys. You can connect it via a Type-C cable to if you want to be wired in, which that's a reasonable if you want to do that. So it does it all. So it's really nice. It's a really nice keyboard. And Keychron is a good keyboard.
Yeah, just looking down in the notes here too, it looks at it actually you can effortlessly connect the K3 to 3 different devices, which is pretty cool. So I'm not sure if it swaps between them or if it kind of remembers or something, which is that is cool. You can write shortcuts as well, macros. I said I wouldn't buy any more keyboards, but I might have to break that rule. That'll probably be broken many times over, but
and of course they do sell keycaps, that you could swap out, and so there's all kinds of. It can become a real habit, by the way, keyboards. Just warning there. There is like some switches for switching between what OS, so Mac, Windows, Linux, and then I think there's another switch for switching between the Bluetooth connection, I think. So just a thought. So that's the Keychron K3. Now, if you want something that's ultra portable, because this, both of these are just regular keyboards. But if you want something that folds up, then the ProtoArc XK01 foldable keyboard. It's a tri-fold. I've had keyboards like this before. Not this particular one, but ones like this where it folds out into a full-size keyboard with a keypad and everything, a number keypad and everything, and it's Bluetooth. It does the whole thing. It's $42, which is a really decent price.
That's impressive, actually. Wow.
and this is the sort of thing, like if you wanted to have, again, pair it with your phone, it folds up small enough that you can just shove it in, in a small bag or whatever, and keep it in a pocket of your backpack, and take it with you wherever you go. So it's really nice. It's again Bluetooth, and it's got a like I said, 105 key layout, which is the full size keyboard. So, but it does have the scissor switch keys, so it's not full travel. But you got to make some compromises here for the portability.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're going to have this amazing, that's so fun. I feel like I invented one of these on paper when I was 10 years old, and now here it is realized before my very eyes. So
that's right. So, and then, one thing we haven't talked about is battery life. And this one says 5 months standby battery. So, if you put it in your bag and you don't use it for a while, it's not like you're going to take it out in a couple of weeks and it's going to be dead. Like sometimes you leave it stuff, I got to remember to charge before I go. So it does hold the charge for a while. And really it's best for people who need a full size keyboard with a minimal packed size. The downside with it is it does require it to be on a flat surface. You cannot put this on your lap. You put this on your lap, it's going to fold up, right? It doesn't lock open. So that's something to keep aware of. Let's see. And then an honorable mention in this category is the Keychron K3 version 3. So this is 75% of the layout of the K3 Max that we just talked about, but it's lower price point, so it's less expensive. This one is $60. So it's mostly the same, and you get to choose your switches and that sort of stuff. But it's 59. Yeah, right now it's on sale for $60. Although it says sold out, so you might have to wait for them to come back into stock. I guess that was a good sale.
Yeah, that's got a good layout too. I like the way it's got all the different keys you want. Every so often as a web dev, you're like, I need page up, I need the home key. Like it's got all those baked in there too, arrow keys.
Yeah.
I think this one looks like it can connect to 3 too. I think that all 4 of these keyboards can connect up 3 different devices. So I'm not sure if that's the standard these days of people want to connect to 3 different things, but that's kind of cool.
I get an honorable mention to an old portable keyboard I have that I keep around all the time. It's an old Logitech, and it's solar powered, so it never needs to be charged, and that's awesome. I mean, it charges off of room light. It just if you leave it out, and so that's an excellent one. I've always liked that one. I don't know if they make those anymore. I didn't look to see if they have a newer version of it. I mean, this one is 10 years old if it's a day, and still works fine. I use it as a sort of backup for whenever I have a couple of headless computers that I sometimes need to connect to.
Exactly. Yeah. Nice. Very cool.
So let's move on to our next category, which is portable monitors. And this will be the biggest hack to increase your productivity on the road. A second screen. Like I'm a firm believer in multiple displays. I have 2 27-inch displays in front of me right now. I would have 4 if I could. I don't think you can ever have enough screen real estate. And so the portable monitor market has really kind of grown up in the past 4 or 5 years. It was kind of a novelty early on, and they weren't great early on, to be honest. But like lately, they're pretty good, and they're not too expensive. And so I'll mention a few different ones. So there's the Asus Zen screen. These are this is 15.6, 16 inches. It's 1080p. So you're not going to get your high quality 4K displays this way, but this is on the road, right? Road Warriors sort of stuff.
Exactly. There we go. Yeah. Mad Max got to get his taxes done. So
exactly. So it connects with a single USB-C cable that carries both power and video that connects to your laptop. And it has a case that doubles as a stand. And if your laptop has USB-C or USB-A, it'll work with it. And you just set it up next to your laptop, and now you have two screens, and your computer should recognize it as a second monitor, and it's $150 for this. For a regular monitor, $150, you'd expect to get a bigger screen than 15.6, but this is a portable monitor. So really nice pick. And then there's another one, the Asus has the MB16QHG, whatever. This is the one that it's almost 4K. I can never remember how they define it. It's 2560 by 1600. So I think they actually define
that's
that.
That's where I need to look at my hardware stuff, get back on the video side. I'm not not too super tapped into like the specifics. But it's pixels and depth and color, but yeah.
right. It's got HDR 400 and 120 hertz refresh. If you're a photographer or someone who does design work, like you're like a photographer who does work on the road, or this is a nice way to have a nice monitor that you can work on. It also has a full a kickstand. It has USB-C, but it does HDMI, which again is good for higher resolution. It's more expensive. It's $400. I mean, that's going to be the difference there. So
looks like you could get a stand for it too. Looks like there's a tripod stand sold separately. Looks like it won a Consumer Electronics Show in 2023. Yeah, that also looks super slick, ultra slim and lightweight for great portability. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. It's really amazing when you look at it. I mean, if you need it, you need this sort of thing as opposed to, if you're a designer of this. And you can also use it in, portrait mode or landscape mode, which is nice. Like I always have one monitor in landscape and one in portrait because I like having, like a tall orientation for things.
Exactly. Yeah. Put chats on there, put code on there. It's great. I got to say, I switched to vertical monitor when I started working from home about 9 months ago, and I haven't gone back. It's a good experience. So if you're on the fence about it, you should try it. Just give it a try for a week. See what you think. So.
Yep. The one thing to be aware of when you're looking at these is bezel width. That's actually more important than you might think. When you put the monitors next to your laptop, if there's this big gap, the moving things across won't be as seamless as it is. So it's something to think about. You don't want one with like a giant bezel. So, but
I think my first laptops I ever had a massive bezel. It's probably like an inch or an inch and a half with those older ones. And
same, yeah. My first laptop I had was a PowerBook 520C, and yeah, it was like the screen was teeny tiny compared to today's computers. And it had a massive bezel. Yeah, and it weighed a ton. All right, so if you want to talk about kind of ridiculous, this one is kind of just amazing. Like if you need something like this, this is the Mon Duo, and basically it's two monitors that kind of attach to your laptop. So on either side of the main screen. So basically you've got three screens. You get the width of three monitors with it. And it's 2K resolution, which I guess is what the last Asus I was talking about is 2K. The 144 hertz refresh rate. So this is high end stuff. And with a consequently similar high end price. In fact, I don't even know if they put the price out on the page.
I thought I saw like 800 when I looked at it earlier, but that sort of seems a little low.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's got to be at least that much. And so it's there's the shop button. Let me click on the shop button and see what they say.
Oh no, yeah, 800 for the 16-inch Pro Duo. Which about $400 a monitor. Yeah.
Yeah. $700 for the 14-inch. Hey, that's reasonable.
Here we go.
Such a deal.
I'm thinking about, I don't know if you've seen that meme, Dom, but it's a person get their setup for Stardew Valley and they've got 3 different monitors. I'm like, this could be your portable ultimate Stardew Valley setup. And I feel like I'd be such a supervillain though. I pull up to the coffee shop and I unfold my 3 monitors and I think people are they think I'm like hacking the Pentagon or something. They got to watch out for the vibes and aura this brings. Yeah, exactly. But this, I think someone at my school had one. I think one of the administrative assistants was walking around because I was walking through the campus coffee shop and then somebody had the 3 monitors. I don't know if it was the Mono Duo or if it was some other competitor, but like that is a really neat idea to kind of increase your space. I think the one thing, and I guess this probably could be remedied by a stand, is that they all sit on the same level as your one screen. Yes. And I would wonder if that would almost be too heavy on it, or certain laptops of like with weak hinges would be kind of not the best things to use with this.
Right. I wonder like how it doesn't show how it actually attaches. Like they attach to the screen. They don't have stands of their own, and they take up 2 ports. We'll talk a little bit about ports in a bit, but it's also something to keep in mind is they take up 2 ports on their own. So you've got to have a machine that or a way of having more than those 2. But I tell you, when I'm editing audio or video, I often can't do that on the go because I need to have multiple screens open. I need the video editor, I need the audio editor, and then I need like other stuff I'm consulting. And so I just don't have the screen real estate for it. But with something like this, I totally would. And so if this were, something I needed on the go, yeah, I mean, it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about laptop stands and the key here is, it's the ergonomics. It's your neck, right? We're all getting hunchback syndrome from staring at our phones and hunching over our phones. And we don't want to make it worse by hunching over our laptops all the time, too. And so getting a stand and a keyboard, external keyboard, is your best bet for that sort of thing. So there are a couple ones we're going to look at here. One is the Roost stand. This is a sort of premium version, and it's a really interesting contraption where it just kind of it folds up small and then it kind of opens up in this Rube Goldbergian sort of way to fit your laptop. And whatever size laptop you have, you might need a slightly different one. So you look at the sizes they offer. And it's adjustable, so up to 11 different height settings, they say. So if you're taller or shorter, or you just prefer your laptop at a different angle or height, you can adjust it. And so that's what this is. And they range from $70 to $100 on this one. And it folds
down so tiny, like those like plastic lightsabers you had as a kid. Like that probably is about as big as that, which is maybe even smaller.
Right. It says folds to the size of a baton and weighs 6 ounces. Which is kind of wild. Yes, it's made of carbon fiber and TPU, so it's strong but extremely lightweight. And it says it sets up in 5 seconds, so pretty amazing.
That's super cool. Yeah, I love the form factor too. That'd be one of the things that would keep me from not wanting to carry a stand if it's very, very tiny. But yeah, just having that, or if it takes up a lot of real estate in your bag, right, but being able to fold it down that small is pretty awesome.
Right, exactly. Because you're already carrying so much stuff, like extra keyboard and all that other stuff. So another part of it is another one option is the Neckstand K2 portable. It's similar that it sort of folds down small, opens up wider. It's it's a little less fancy. It's not made of carbon fiber and TPU, but it's like half the price of the other one. It's about $40, and this one is glass fiber reinforced nylon, so which is still pretty strong. And it actually has more range than the Roost. It only has 8 height settings as opposed to 11, but it goes from 5.5 inches to 12.6 instead of 6.5 to 12.5. So it's got a little more flexibility there. But there are a ton of different stands out there. But a stand is something to consider if you're going to be out and about, and that's why you would then need a keyboard, because you can't really type it when it's on a stand. You can't type on the laptop.
Mm-hmm. And if you do, you're just going to get really, your wrists will get all screwed up. I used to have like a cooling pad I put my laptop on, and every so often my keyboard would run out of battery. So having to type on that laptop, you just feel like you're typing like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it's not fun. And you're like, that's why they went extinct.
Yeah, right. They couldn't reach their keyboards.
Yeah.
So if you do have your laptop on a stand, in addition to a keyboard, you're going to need a mouse. And so let's talk about some portable mice, or even if you don't have a stand, there are plenty of people who just don't like using a trackpad for whatever reason, and that's entirely understandable. There are times when using the trackpad in the middle on your computer, I just want to reach over and use the mouse sometimes. And so again, let's go back to Logitech because they have a lot of great stuff, and I've actually bought this one before for my laptop, the Logitech MX Anywhere. The latest one is the 3S, and it's $60, but it has multiple keys. It has scroll wheel. It has like a bunch of different settings. The key is it's any surface tracking. So if you're on a glass table, like it used to be like if you had a mouse on a glass table, it wouldn't work, or different surfaces. But now they've got them so that they will work anywhere on any surface.
Wow. I'd love to know how that works too. I've had so many, actually my wife has a glass tabletop on her standing desk here, and I'm like, none of our mice work on there. So we'll have to think about the MX, but I'm working on it like a picnic table or like a table out on the balcony. And you're like, wow, I can't play games out here. This bites. So
exactly. Or, you have to get a trackpad, but if you're traveling, you don't want to, take a trackpad with you. This is all in one. So it's really nice. It's like I said, it's about $60 at Amazon right now. The normal price is like, I think 90. It has a 70-day battery, USB-C charging. This too can switch between 3 different devices. So it has a switch to switch between 3 different ones. So that's really nice. And then if you need something a little cheaper, they have the Pebble 2 M350S. This is small enough you can just shove it in your pocket. It's really tiny. And the list price is $25, but I think like right now you can get it for like $20 on Amazon. It's really inexpensive.
Oh, yeah, it looks like on the Logitech stores too. It looks like that's on 20% off for like $20. So
yeah. I mean,
my one gripe, I'm just looking at it and it's like a flat mouse. And I'm not sure if you have a lot of experience with the, I don't know if it's the I'm zero Apple knowledge, so I'm totally going to butcher this, but it's whatever the Apple mouse was that's just like flat.
Yes.
And I think I used 1 or 2 at a friend's house, and just not having that, like, the I'm trying to think of how to describe it good, but like the swoosh of a good mouse, like a good mouse needs to be kind of elliptical.
Fit your hand.
Exactly. Yeah.
Your hand grip it. Right.
Like a good
that's
stone.
The first thing I was
able to, like
of.
when I'm playing games, you gotta like you feel like you want to throw the stone at the enemy, and if your mouse doesn't convey that emotion, it's useless. So
I want to cradle the mouse. It's like a pet. It's like a pet.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why it's a mouse.
Exactly. No,
like called mouse, if not mouse shaped.
Right. That's the first thing I always get rid of is the mouse with whenever I buy a desktop Mac. I'm like, I don't want the mouse. I'll take a trackpad, or right now I've been using and this is a future pick of the week, is a Logitech mouse, which is really nice. I've recently gone back to using a mouse. But this one is, if you're, it's not the mouse you'd use all the time. That's the idea. It's like, this is the mouse you're using when you're on the road. You're just going to be using occasionally. And that's, where it's flat and that sort of thing. Its main virtue is portability, frankly, and cost for $20. So that's the thing. And this also does multi-device switching, which is another nice thing.
That almost seems like it'd be a good technology comedy bit. I don't know if it'd be on like IT Crowd or something. You've got like your computer or your keyboard connected to 3 devices, your mouse connected to 3, and switching between them, but they're not in sync, and hijinks ensue. Like, oh no, I'm on the terminal, and my mouse is on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm controlling his computer and with the mouse, and his computer with the keyboard.
Yeah.
So I talked about the problem of the Duo monitor setup, where it would take up 2 of your USB ports, and this is where a USB hub might come into play, and especially on MacBooks where they've been stripping us down on ports. it really has become necessary to look at having a hub with you, and they're really useful. This one, Hyperdrive makes a bunch of different portable hubs, and I originally tried to link to their Hyperdrive Tube 6-in-1. It's cylindrical. It's really small, but I couldn't find it on their site when I went back to look for it. But they do have other ones, and I'll put a link to another one that's similar, that's also very small. And they have like 10-in-1, 6-in-1, 6-port, 10-port. But like the 6-port one has USB-C power delivery, 2 USB-As, a 4K HDMI, micro SD, and a regular SD. I mean, that's a lot of connectivity.
Some laptops don't even have SD or micro SD. I know. I think my last 2 laptops haven't had that. My oldest one, my 19-year-old one, my oldest child. But that one has like an SD connector. But yeah, I've noticed it seems like they haven't been putting on them on the ones that I've been getting anyways. So.
Right. So yeah, that's the thing is so and they also have like 10-in-1s where you get up to 10 ports of different kinds. And I'm not sure what you're connecting to your laptop that you need 10 ports on the go, but maybe you do. So I'm not here to judge. And some of these actually work with an iPad, which have a USB-C port, so you could connect things to that as well. So those are really nice. I wish I could have found it. If you can find the Hyperdrive Tube 6-in-1, it's a really neat little pocket. You can literally put it in your coat pocket. It's that small. Now, it wouldn't be a show talking about hardware if I didn't talk about Anker, some Anker product. So we're going to be talking about the Anker 555 USB-C hub. I literally just bought one of these yesterday for my daughter, and this one also has a 100-watt USB-C power delivery, which is nice. So you can power a laptop off of it, charge a laptop and power a monitor even, or hard drives. So it's got a regular USB-C port, HDMI port, 2 USB-A ports, a micro SD port, and an Ethernet jack, which is another interesting option. If you can get Ethernet on the go, some hotels will have Ethernet in them, that sort of thing, or, business centers. That's always preferable to Wi-Fi if you can get it. So that one's $50. So it's a pretty good deal. And it's probably on sale right now as we record, it's Prime Day stuff, but those sales are constantly coming through. So you probably get it. But it does 4K 60 hertz HDMI, which is pretty good. That is
$50. That's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah. And then if you, I mentioned the iPad, so if you want to get something to connect to your iPad or even your iPhone, if you have a USB-C iPhone, you can get the Satechi has the on-the-go 7-in-1, which it's MagSafe compatible. You can even like MagSafe it to the back of your phone, like with magnets, which is really cool. And this lets you do, it looks like a hockey puck. It's circular, and it gives you power. It lets you connect a hard drive or other devices to your iPad or phone, because they do that now. They can you can connect USB-C hard drives to your iPhone and your iPad and download apps, or not apps, but files, photos, videos, that sort of thing. So that's a really nice option if you're looking for something like that.
That is pretty cool. I love that idea of being able to connect something to the back of your phone and then have like HDMI out or HDMI in and like all this different. Yeah, what a cool form factor too. Actually, that's kind of sci-fi.
Right. Yeah, this little round puck. So it's really neat, and it's kind of it's a really, I can imagine having that and the folding keyboard in my pocket, and pulling it out, and the little stand for my iPhone. What is it? Mophie has this folding magnetic stand for your phone for the and you could connect that and set it up, and you could have a whole productive system right in front of you, for writing or whatever. Yeah. It's really kind of cool. It's really interesting. So, and that's the thing is whether it's a phone, a tablet, a laptop, each one has its different place in your productivity on the go. Maybe sometimes sometimes I'll take my laptop with me. Sometimes I'll just take the iPad with a keyboard with me. Depending on what I want to do, I'm old enough where I just kind of like having the old interface, and where the multi tasking and Windows, all that sort of stuff. But sometimes, like, I could get by, with, say, Excel on the iPad. It works a little differently, but it works. I can make it work. So, that can. And there are times when, frankly, I could get away with a phone, depending on what I'm doing. And I think a lot of this has been made possible by the standardization on USB-C as that one cable that we connect, one cable to rule them all.
Exactly. I've been rewatching Star Wars. So the original trilogy, I got that from the library, and I'm like finally sitting down to rewatch those after probably 10 years. And, just seeing like R2D2 being able to interface with everything, I'm like, that's USB-C for me. You've got power delivery, display, Ethernet, like input output, like everything in this one cable. That's actually pretty cool. I'm glad to see kind of this adoption of the standard. I think that's a big thing too. This is an important call out for anyone who's laptop shopping. Make sure if you're getting a USB-C cable, I think it has to be, is it Thunderbolt 4 or... I'm trying to remember what the other name is, but there's I'd say look it up, but there's for power delivery and all that. And for like display port, like HDMI out, like a video out, you need a specific type of port. And I bought this laptop and I saw USB-C and immediately I was like, oh, yep, there it is. But looking for this specification that will let you do all the cool R2D2 IO.
That's
you
the
need to
thing.
get a specific one. So.
Yeah, USB-C is the shape, but not all USB-C ports do the same thing, and that's like an important point you made. Make sure that the ports all do all the Thunderbolt or display port or whatever it is you need it to do. Be aware that it's delivering that.
Exactly, and I feel like most modern laptops probably there. I'm running an older gamer laptop here tonight, which has a USB-C port and connects to my docking station for all the I/O, but no video out and no power delivery through that port at all, which is single cable is cool. That is one point on the iPad or the MacBook. I think my brother has one, and having that single cable for a lot of stuff is pretty cool. I do really think that's a neat setup.
Yeah, the MacBook Neo has 2 ports, but they're not the same. That's an interesting thing. Is one has more power than the other. Like if you plug in a monitor, you have to use one of, and I don't even ever remember which it is. I always have to try
one,
both.
2,
Nope, not that one. It's never the one I try first. So that's
exactly right. It's still a USB-B. We have gone past the USB. We have to flip it, but you still have
3
that.
times. Yeah,
3 times. Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3. It's I don't know. The first one didn't work, but it changes in between. It's a dimensional thing.
Computer scientists are working on it, and I think there's really not going to be an answer. It's it's chaos. Chaos.
So one thing that weight matters more than you think. If the accessory is too heavy, you're not going to take it with you. You just it's. Man, there are so many times where I lift my laptop bag and I'm like, you have to grunt to pick it up. Like, what have I put in here? I got to take more stuff out. Like you always end up putting more stuff in, and so you want to, the weight is the key when you're trying to have a laptop or a portable bag.
Exactly. And even bags. Bag setup too. I guess I've been rocking an Osprey 26+6 for a lot of college and for one bagging too, which is a good bag. I really like, I think I talked about Osprey before on the show too. I really like that brand.
Yes.
And I feel like they make some good satchels too. And I really haven't looked too much in their commuter line, but I feel like having a good bag that already has like inbuilt organization for IO stuff, it can be so awesome. Because I do like the dedicated cable bag. I think we talked about that for Christmas gift guide. There were some cool cable bags, but having an inbuilt cable bag in your work bag or laptop bag, that's definitely a big point in my book.
We've talked about bags before, but it might be time to revisit bags and organization. We've done your EDC computer bag, but it's always worthwhile to, especially with different people, because not all of our panelists have had the chance to talk about it. So it might be worthwhile coming back to this as a topic, because the bag is a key, and the organization of the bag is a key aspect of this. So one of the things we talked about was the mechanical keyboards. They can be noisy, that's one of the things. And, being noisy in a public place. Never mind a coffee shop, in a library. Can you imagine being in a library? Clack, 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 clack.
Oh my gosh, that's a good story. So in college, it's finals week, everything's quiet. I'm in the library studying for I think it was like my last semester of college, and Spotify kind of connects to your devices usually. So I had like my tablet open, I had my phone open, I had my laptop, and I had Spotify on all three for some reason. So I had my headphones connected to the tablet, but these headphones just sometimes really don't connect. So I pressed play on my phone. And, they were connected to my phone, but Spotify still decided to play through my tablet. So the intro riff of Bad to the Bone plays and the quiet library just da-na-na-na-na. And I turn it off. I'm like horrified. I look around. There's nobody there. So I think I switched it again. And I think I played Bad to the Bone at least 2 more times before I finally got it. And by then I think I turned off the headphones and I was like, it's time to leave. My shame has really entered the building. So, but yeah, I think awesome. I know mechanical keyboards are great. I feel like that tactile feel is actually something I really can't do without anymore as a computer user, which is kind of funny. And I feel like it would be worth it even for the clicks. I think there's a couple different switches you can get too, which are more silent. But I think the click is what it's all about. And if people are going to be bothered by quick typing, I sort of think that's on them. Especially depending on the setup too. I mean, if you've got like the loudest, I don't remember what the name of the loudest cap is, but if you've got like an insanely loud one, you're in dangerous territory. But if it's just your general all-purpose mechanical, I think that's. If
you're a pounder, like there are some people who pound the keys. Like if you're just a loud typist, maybe a mechanical keyboard isn't for you either. Like I've known some people like, dude. Like,
that's how they tell people they're a Vim user. That's how you signal your Vim usage. HJKL.
So, but it's something to consider when you're looking at a portable keyboard. It's interesting to see how things have changed. It wasn't that long ago when the idea of portable monitors and folding keyboards were exotic, and now they're pretty mainstream. So who knows what we're going to have in the near future. You actually wanted to talk about headphones as well as part of our remote. In addition to your Spotify story, just as a productivity tool.
Exactly. Yeah, I think headphones really are kind of the portable closed office door, if I use that turn of phrase. I think I find myself super easily distracted in kind of public spaces like coffee shops, especially if you have to do deep work, like trying to read through a script, read a book, write some code. Those are just what I usually do. I'm sure other people have other things they do and get distracted doing. But yeah, I feel like having really good noise canceling headphones, or just even a setup where you've got a little bit of noise canceling and as well as like some good background noise or like kind of white noise. I think that really can take your setup from being good for for productivity to actually like being able to focus too, because you can have the best gear in the world, but if you're getting distracted by the guy at the next table over with the mechanical keyboard, I think you're kind of at a disadvantage. Because I think right now I've got what's the brand? Mine have almost like a clothing brand name. It's kind of funny. They're the Bowers and Wilkins SX7, I think, S2s, I want to say, is what I'm rocking these days. And these are really good. I think the third series, the S3, came out pretty recently, and noise canceling is actually pretty great. And they've got like 3 modes you can toggle through. You've got like your noise cancel mode, a pass through mode where you can hear people. Like when my wife gets home, I can hear her coming in. I don't get jump scared. Or you've got just kind of an ambient, like no noise canceling, but no pass through. So it's kind of headphone noise, which is nice. Pretty good fidelity too. I feel like the sound is pretty awesome. I've mostly dabbled in kind of crappy like wireless earbuds or like the wired ones too, but I feel like the sound you get from these are pretty good. And
that's awesome.
And then you can go USB to a 3.5 millimeter jack and connect it into like a phone or a tablet or a laptop or microphone or something, and that works pretty good too.
That's cool. Yeah, I like where you can when they give you the option to wire in as well. I mostly AirPods when I'm on the go, and they work so great. The noise canceling is good. They have that pass through mode where you can have hear people around you, but not have the droning or the air conditioning noise or clacky keyboard guy or whatever it is.
That's me.
Leo's over there typing again. Oh, yeah. So having a good set of headphones is probably key to having your most productivity focused set on the road. So we'll have a whole bunch of links in the show notes for folks when they to check out with all kinds of stuff, including some articles on, best of in these different categories. You can see what else is out there, what other people thought were good. And if you've got ideas for other productivity on the road tools that we may have missed or ones that you particularly like, you can let us know at technology@sqpn.com. So before we move on, I want to stop here and take a moment to thank our patrons who make it possible for us to create the Secrets of Technology, including JD, Courtney R., Tim F., Nathan S., and Kyle C. Their generous donations at GiveStarQuest.com make it possible for us to continue the Secrets of Technology and all the shows at StarQuest, and you can join them by visiting GiveStarQuest.com. So it is time for our picks of the week. Leo, why don't you go first? What's your pick this week?
Yeah, so today I'm talking about the Lenovo Smart Connect application. This is pretty cool. So I've got a Lenovo tablet. I bought it for school for reading all the documents you're assigned to read as a student. So it works pretty good for reading. But I kind of was wondering, so this was before I bought a secondary monitor from Costco. I actually have an Asus, one of those USB-C ones we sort of talked about earlier. An Acer one. But Lenovo Smart Connect is a cool application. It helps link your devices together. So actually right now I'm running it both on my Windows computer and on my Android tablet, and I'm able to move my mouse across. It basically is like a second wireless monitor, and combined with my Folio folding display or folding case with this tablet makes it a pretty awesome option for working on the go. So you can just bring with like your laptop and your tablet. You still have all the functionality of a tablet too, like being able to read on it. And I've got a pen that goes with it too. So it's kind of a notebook, but then can transform into a monitor, which is cool. It also has a streaming of your webcam, which is neat too. So you can use a camera on your tablet instead of on your computer for video calls and chats and stuff. And it connects on your phone too. So I just got it set up on my phone as well. So if I'm taking a video call here, you could have your phone set up on a little stand somewhere and still be using your computer and even not have to give away a port to your webcam. Just kind of have that going wirelessly through the air. So I think it's available for pretty much all devices. I think you probably could connect up your Apple products together too.
Yes.
It looks like it's available on iOS, Android, Windows. I don't think there's Linux support yet too, which I'm at the point where Linux is my daily driver. So that is a little bit of a bummer. But yeah, for when I'm on the Windows, and when I'm in Windows land, it is a good option for having that wireless multi-screen setup. So
very nice. Yeah, that is interesting that it works on. So you could like use your iPad as an extension of your Windows, computer, that sort of thing. Because Mac and iOS have this built-in. It's called continuity or handoff. I forget exactly what they call it. But it's a similar thing which is built in. It's nice to see that you can use this with other operating systems too. And again, that would be really nice on the road. If you've already owned the laptop, the tablet, you don't need to necessarily buy an external monitor. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
my pick this week is a plugin for Microsoft Word. And so one of the things I prefer to write in Markdown, the Markdown formatting language. And this is what do they call it? It's textual formatting. So like if I want to bold something, I put an asterisk before and after, where's it to? It's become muscle memory. So I don't even remember.
Yeah, like when you sit down to type instantly, I know once you have to tell somebody, it's like, what was the?
I think it's one asterisk on either side for italics and two for bold. And there's all this other stuff to for how it works. You can make tables. It can be very complex. And I do this all the time. I use text editors. I prefer, but sometimes I have to make Word docs, and sometimes I get Word documents, and I want to write in Markdown and then paste it into Word, and I don't want to go through this whole rigmarole of reformatting it. Well, this lets you paste Markdown directly into a Word doc, and it automatically reformats it. It can also convert your Word doc into a Markdown formatted text file. So it goes both ways. One of the things that it makes a difference is like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, their output is always in Markdown, even though it looks like rich text. It's actually Markdown, and so you can paste that. You can copy from there using this, paste it directly into a Word doc. So to when if you need to save the stuff in a Word doc for you, so it's really great. It's very simple. there's not much to say about it. What is the price on it? I mean, I forgot to look. So it's $30 for individual use. And then there are commercial licenses, and you do it by number of users. And like, for example, 5 users would be $145 a year, which is essentially $29. So, but the more you get, the more it is. And this is, it's a buy once. It's, you buy, it's not a subscription.
Oh, buy once. Oh, I think you said 30 a year. And I'm like, damn, wow. I don't know about that, but okay.
Sorry. I got per user. I meant it's not per year.
Gotcha,
I'm so used to
user.
Subscriptions. It's
right.
it's a buy once, and you get free upgrades for 12 months after you buy it. So, if they come out with a version in 13 months, you might have to pay an upgrade fee, but it's not going to be the full price. But in any case, it is a nice little plug-in for Microsoft Word if you are ever writing in Markdown. So
yeah, Markdown's great. I use it all the time. I know. I think it's starting to become the de facto standard for a lot of like documentation too. Like I know GitHub and Bitbucket will consume Markdown and kind of render that beautifully in your repo. I love Obsidian. I think I think you use Obsidian, right? Or I know Obsidian and Markdown. I think that's when I first fell in love with Markdown. I'm like, having that ability to write so nicely. Just formatting it. Yeah, I don't know any of our listeners here use LaTeX or LaTeX or tech. Yeah, but having that like the quick formatting, like the niceness, you don't get all the control you do with LaTeX, but having that cleanness and just quickness of formatting can be so nice. I used to draft D&D campaign notes in there, and once you get down to like level 6, like how deep you're nesting your titles there, it's like that's great.
yes, it is. Yeah, it is great, and I just prefer writing in text editors because it's an open format that will exist forever, as opposed to all the other proprietary, even PDF and Word doc. There's no guarantee that'll be around, but I think text files, just like typing, text files will always be with us.
Yep. Agree. Yeah, no, I think Pragmatic Programmer, who is that? Hunt and... I don't know. Good book recommendation, though. Pragmatic Program. I think they talk, keep it in plain text, except for passwords. Don't keep your passwords in plain text.
That's the one thing you shouldn't keep in plain text. Right. Excellent. So those are our picks of the week. That's our show. We would love to hear from you and what you thought of anything we talked about this time. You can let us know by sending us an email to technology@sqpn.com. Visit the StarQuest Discord community at sqpn.com/discord. You can find links from our discussion and picks of the week on our show notes at starquest.fm/TEC350. That's right. This is show 350. You can find previous episodes at sqpn.com/technology. Follow The Secrets of Tech. We're in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, your favorite podcast app, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/StarQuestMedia. And we always appreciate it if you write a review or give us a rating wherever you can do so, any of the podcast directories, and share the show with someone that you think might enjoy it. Until next time, Leo Devick, thank you for joining me and sharing The Secrets of Technology.
Thank you, Dom. Pleasure to be here.
And once again, I'm Dom Bettinelli. Thank you for listening to The Secrets of Technology on StarQuest. Here's another show on the StarQuest network you're sure to enjoy, The Secrets of Star Trek. Find it wherever fine podcasts are found or at sqpn.com/StarTrek.